Hey, what's up guys? Today I'll be doing a review on the Bayoneta Premium PUL-HH boxing gloves. So stay tuned. Hey guys, Carlo here. Today I'm doing a review on the Bayoneta Premium PUL-HH made in Mexico boxing gloves. Got mine in this beautiful forest green and metallic gold colorway. 14 ounces in lace-up. You can also get this model in Velcro in multiple different sizes as well as colorways, which you can check out on the Boxing Collector's website. The glove is made of full genuine cowhide leather with a polyester satin liner on the inside and utilizes a combination of foam, horsehair, and latex over the knuckle area to give it a medium to soft density to it. The biggest difference with this model and the other premium version is that they removed the EVA foam and replaced it with more horsehair. And basically what happened was Edgar, the boxing collector, was getting feedback from his customers that have the other premium model with EVA foam. And they basically said that it felt like the EVA was a little bit too hard or too stiff for sparring. So essentially what Edgar decided to do was make the same type of glove, but instead of using the EVA foam, just replace it with more horsehair. So essentially you're getting a glove that's softer over the knuckle area. And from there, it's basically just personal preference. I wouldn't say that this glove is necessarily better than the other premium glove from Bayoneta. It's just different. So if you're a fan that wants a little bit more of a stiffer EVA foam with the horsehair, then the other version would be good, where if you want more horsehair, you want a little bit more softness, a glove that's a little bit more forgiving for sparring, and then the PUL-HH version that I have here would probably be a good choice for you. But essentially I feel that both versions of this glove, whether it's this horsehair without EVA foam version, are both great for training in the gym. So whether you're using it for sparring, using it for the heavy bag, using it for mitt work, it really comes down to personal preference and feel. Now from a design standpoint, this glove, I would say for a 14-ounce glove, is on the medium to compact side, which is what I definitely prefer when it comes to boxing gloves. I don't like gloves that are just overly huge in dimensions regardless of weight, and I feel that they do a good job in terms of the size of the glove not being overly huge. So for a 14-ounce glove, I'd say it's more on the medium side in terms of sizing profile. You could tell that the leather on here is just very high-end quality leather. And it has a kind of a, I'd say, in between like a gloss and a satin finish in terms of the finish of the glove, but it feels very nice. It has a very smooth texture to it and it looks great. You do have the metallic gold, which looks good as well. It has a really nice shine to it. For those of you that are wondering, yes, you know, metallic colors typically fade quicker than solid colors just because of the nature of the metallic and the way it bonds to the leather. So thankfully I haven't had too much issues with this glove as of yet with my sweat eating away, but I definitely take care of my gloves. So if you have metallic gloves like this, I've mentioned this in other videos that before with metallic colors, just be mindful of that and make sure you take care of your gloves and wipe them down after you use it, especially if you sweat a lot. And that will slow down the process of the metallic fading away if you wipe it down, because a lot of moisture and the salt in your sweat is what's going to eat away at that metallic color. Coming down to the back of the glove, you have that Bayoneta patch, and what I love what they do here is they actually put a piece of like patent material, patent leather, or basically like almost like a smooth plastic cover, and it has no sharp edges whatsoever. They actually tuck all of that material into the seams so it covers everything. You don't have any edges sticking out with this patent leather material over that. So it gives it a more premium look and feel. It covers the patch so you don't have that Bayoneta patch just exposed, and it covers that and it gives it a nice smooth surface, which I really like. I like the way that looks and feels. It kind of reminds me of the Grant Pro Fight gloves, not their training gloves, because their training gloves typically are a triple cuff design, but their fight gloves also use a same type of design where they put that patent leather material over their patch. It just gives it a more premium feel and it looks really good as well. So it has kind of a nice shine to it. You have the weight tag here at the very bottom. in 14 ounces. Also have that forest green piping at the very bottom. Rotating to the palm side, you have that royal blue satin liner on the inside of the glove. Nice long flat black laces with plastic tips at the end. I'd say wrist support wise, you're looking at about an inch of medium to firm density foam on the back of the wrist. On the inside, you're looking at about an inch to maybe an inch and a quarter on both sides on the inside of the wrist of foam padding. And again, that's one thing that a lot of Mexican manufacturers do. Obviously this brand is they put a lot of emphasis on padding around the wrist to give you that wrist support. So once you lace these gloves up, you really feel like your wrist is locked in. The green piping extends up. You also have white stitching, double stitching throughout, more green piping, green on the inside of the thumb. You do have a nice large grip bar that is very firm and very pronounced. That when you make your fist, you can really feel that. And you also have a leather attached thumb in gold as well. So aesthetically, I think the glove looks amazing. It has a very classy and understated look, but with the patch right here that says Bayoneta with the plastic, I just think it looks very sharp. And I don't think I have very many gloves, if any, in this forest green, which is basically a dark green, and I think it looks really sharp, especially with the metallic gold. One thing also to keep in mind is if you ordered Bayoneta gloves, you know, this is made in a small boutique shop, so you're not getting stock colors all the time. Whatever you see on the Boxing Collector's website is kind of like a seasonal thing. You might not see that same colorway for a very long time, if ever again, unless you custom order it. So if there's a colorway that you see and you really like, you might as well pull the trigger, because you might, once that color sells out, you might not see it for a very long time, or you might just have to special order it, and it's just going to take longer for you to receive the gloves because then they have to make them. So just a beautiful looking glove. Quality on here is excellent. The leather is amazing. You know, the consistency throughout the glove. One thing about genuine leather, which I sometimes fail to mention in my videos, is that sometimes you will get imperfections with genuine leather. You know, you're gonna might have a couple of little marks here and there, which is a natural occurrence with leather hide. So if you do get any type of imperfection that doesn't look like an actual defect in manufacturing, then that's perfectly fine. And that happens with genuine leather gloves. But in the case of this glove, you can see it just has a beautiful texture and feel to it, very smooth. The leather feels very thick, both on the metallic, on the green. The stitching is done very nicely. The outside edges. The thumb here is done well. If I were to nitpick, maybe I'd say right here in between the gold and the green, you can see kind of the stitching a little bit exposed, but nothing that's pulling away or coming loose. You know, where the index finger meets the thumb looks really clean as well. The palm stitching is all symmetrical. Same thing right here, looks really good on the thumb. Piping is done very well. Inside liner is nice and smooth. No issues with foam being exposed or any rips or tears on the inside. Rotating to the cuff, that looks really good. In terms of weight, the glove is a little bit overweight. So I will say that is probably the one knock on this glove is that when I put these on the scale, I believe they came in at like 15.1 and 15 ounces, I believe. So in terms of weight with each other, the left and the right glove is symmetrical. They're both pretty much on point with each other, but they are on average about 1 ounce overweight with these gloves. And again, anytime I get Mexican made gloves, I kind of expect that with these now, just them being overweight. I got them as 14 ounce training gloves. I could technically use these for sparring. I usually go with 16s, but being that they're 15 ounces, then, you know, I feel like I'm just getting a little bit more for my money in terms of weight. And again, just for me, this is going to be for hitting the bag and really conditioning. So it doesn't really bother me that much, but, you know, definitely worth mentioning in terms of weight. And you can see the distribution of weight is well balanced. It's not a top heavy glove or a bottom heavy glove. I can literally grab just the back cuff. I have no issues with sagging. It's not a super soft glove where I can just fold it in half, and there's really no issues in terms of the knuckle as well. In regards to comfort, these gloves feel amazing as well. Sliding my hand into the glove. First couple of takeaways is the liner is extremely smooth. You don't have issues with any type of excess material on the inside of the glove, especially in the hand compartment, fingertip area, where you feel like the material is bunching up. Sometimes you get that with other gloves and you feel like there's some material that kind of bunches up near your pinky finger or around your ring finger area, or you get excess material in the finger compartment. With the liner on this, it feels extremely comfortable, nice and smooth, which I definitely like. The thumb on here is perfect. Again, just a nice long thumb with a good amount of padding. I'd say about an inch of padding on the back of the thumb, medium to firm density foam. It gives you an ample amount of room, and also when you make a fist, it doesn't pull down on the tip to where you feel like your thumb's gonna jam when you land a punch. So no issues with depth of the thumb or the positioning of the thumb. It's nice and pulled in to give you a very comfortable and ergonomic feel. The piping isn't too tight around the fat part of my thumb. The wrist support feels really nice and snug, and when you lace these up, it just feels very locked in. You have this grip bar here, which you can really feel, but you also have a piece of padded felt that goes over the stitching on the finger compartment to give you a more comfortable feel, but acts almost like a secondary grip bar. So when you make a fist, you can make it really nice and tight. The glove is broken in from the get-go, so you can open and close your hand with relative ease to catch shots, which I really like. And that's one of the big important things for me personally. A lot of the glove reviews I do, I've always mentioned that as being one of the big things I look for, is just the comfort and how broken in the glove is. And that's really what's going to give you that comfort to put the rounds in that you need during your training and get the most out of your training as well as your boxing gloves. But definitely comfortable, able to open and close my hands. The finger compartment isn't too wide, isn't too narrow, so I can make a really nice tight fist, and there's no empty voids in this area of the glove. Sometimes you feel that with some Mexican gloves. I recently did a review on the Primero gloves, which reminded me of Casanova, Nicali gloves. Great gloves, in terms of quality and everything. But the thing I didn't like about those gloves is you just have a wide pocket. And again, that's completely subjective. Some people might prefer that, but you end up getting kind of like a void on the inside of the glove. And it just feels kind of uncomfortable, even with hand wraps on. With this, you feel like the inside interior hand compartment is filled in, so you don't feel like there's any areas of the glove where your hands can shift around on the inside. Everything feels nice and connected in that regard. Just an overly comfortable glove, which I love. Protection and performance, I'd say that this glove is a little bit more on the softer end. So if you're looking for something that's very shock absorbent, I'd say that this is a little bit further from that. I would probably go with the EVA version of this glove. But if you want something that's a little bit softer, maybe you want a little bit more feedback, you want to use these for sparring, this definitely would be a good choice for that. You can see that it does have a nice flat punch surface. The more you start landing on it, it really flattens out. You can land on those two front knuckles like you're supposed to. And the big thing with the gloves, and why I've ranked these so high even on my top 10 list, is that not only the glove quality wise really good, they look great, they feel amazing, they're comfortable, but what basically this glove allows you to do is to really put your hand in a really great position. And that's essentially what prevents most of your injuries is, when you have a glove that can really replicate putting your hand into a more of a natural fist position, where some gloves you get, they're great, but they just don't allow you to really make a perfect fist, or your hand is in a position where it's almost like that, and then you almost have to overcompensate by really turning your hands over, and it's almost unrealistic the way you're punching at that point. So I feel like that, or sometimes the gloves are just over-engineered. They try to do too much, and it just makes the glove kind of feel awkward, if that makes any sense. With these, I just think they do everything really great in terms of putting your hand in the best position that can be, and then you have that padding that feels really good as well. So, I definitely feel this type of glove, if you really like a feedback type glove, then you'll love these. And you can get excellent pop out of these gloves with the style of padding that's used in this glove. Cost-wise, these gloves retail at $335. So yes, they're more on the expensive side. They're a glove that's over $300, and I know that once you're in that range, you're kind of in that winning territory. You're in the high-end territory, fly, winning. 1v1 is pretty much up there now. But for $335, man, I still think these gloves are amazing. I think if you're looking at a glove that you're willing to spend the money on, whether it's the winning MS series gloves, some of the more costly gloves, and you're like, what, I've saved up, I have the budget for this, I want to spend, I definitely would recommend these gloves, just because they do everything so well. I mean, I really don't feel like this glove really has any type of flaws, in my opinion. You know, outside of, I guess you can consider the cost of it being expensive, something that might deter you away from getting these gloves. But again, if I were to pick this and put this against like Winning, which are great gloves, I prefer these just because of the way they feel, and I prefer the padding over the Winning. So it's really up to you, but I definitely think even at $335, the gloves are worth it. I actually just did a giveaway as well, a holiday giveaway, where I gave away a silver pair of these gloves. So who are, you know, the winner of those gloves, I believe he's gonna love them. You know, I believe the kid's name was Dylan that actually won those gloves. So I'm hoping to get some feedback from him on how he feels about the gloves that he won from the giveaway. But overall, extremely satisfied with these gloves. And I think Bayoneta and Edgar, he does a great job on hitting all the points with this particular this glove. So if you guys have any questions or comments, you guys know what to do. Put them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box, or you can find these Bayoneta Premium PUL-HH boxing gloves. I'll see you guys later. Take care.